What up? Coming to you live from the backyard. So yesterday, Rodrigo from Car Deal Page sent me a K car that I really want to buy. Like, I would trade the Honda Z for that car today. If there was a way to like teleport the car that's in Japan right now for the Honda Z, I'll do it. Like, that's how bad, that's how long I've been looking for that specific car. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. If you're on Patreon, you know what it is. If you haven't joined my Patreon, consider joining. It's only $5 a month. I do free giveaways. I show like behind the scenes stuff. I talk about things that are happening. Like, by the time you're watching this video, I'm currently in Philly, and I said it on Patreon if anyone's in Philly to meet up with me there. So it's just an additional way to support the channel, show some love. I definitely appreciate it. But anyways, Rodrigo sent me that car and I really want it. I don't know what to do. I can't sell the Z yet. I just got it. I don't know if I'm gonna sell this ever or soon, that is. Like, I don't really know what I'm doing with the Cappuccino just yet. But yeah, we definitely have some thinking to do because the cars are on $6,000. I mean, this I don't mind selling even the way it sits right now. Even if I don't swap out the LSD, if I use that as a selling point to the next person. If someone came for like $2,500, I'll sell it right now. Like, no questions asked, like whatever, just take it. Which is about half of what the car in Japan cost. And then I could do some other things, like I guess sell the seats for really cheap, sell some of the rims I have for there for cheap. Although I'm just a hoarder and I know how to get rid of things. Or sell like a lot of my glow plates and stuff like that. But yeah, we got some things to think about. All my Patreon homies, you know what it is. I really want to buy that car. I really do. I think if it got here around April, that'd be perfect. I could work on it. I could road trip it. But yeah, when I woke up today, my plan was to work on the Z. I was going to paint the calipers yellow. I was going to change the oil filter, the air filter, the cabin filter, the plugs. Just give it a full tune-up. But the car's driving fine. I don't really think it needs it just yet. So I'm actually going to drive this to Philly on Saturday, do like a mini road trip, see how the car does. And while I'm over there, you guys are watching this on Saturday, but while I'm over there, I'm going to see if I meet up with some other K homies, show them the Z. And since picking this car up in the port, I've been showing everyone all the cool features, showing them everything I love about it. And I just realized I've owned the Cappuccino for over 3 months at this point, and I've never done that. I've never did like a full overview of it. I've done it for other Cappuccinos, but I haven't done it for mine. I haven't showed you guys how it does like on the highway, like just on like a normal video, not me driving it all the way from Los Angeles. So in today's video, we're gonna do, I guess you could say, like a 3-month review and overview of everything that I've done on the Cappuccino. So let's back this up into the sun a little bit, pop the hood, pop the trunk, take off the roofs, and I'll show you guys why I love this car so much, and I'm thinking of keeping it really forever. Like, this is really the perfect car for me. Like, as much as I love the Z, someone commented that they would sell the Cappuccino before the Z, and in my opinion, the Z is a great car, don't get me wrong. I think it's like, it's so perfect that I don't even consider it a K car. That's how much I like it. But I don't think the Z is really like pushing the envelope as far as K cars go. Like, this really just looks like a modern vehicle, which I love, don't get me wrong. But if you look at this and you compare it to like a K van or a K truck or one of the weirder new ones like a Daihatsu Naked, like a lot of the new generation stuff, it's just... But now, let's roll it back. Don't need to start the car for this. I can just use my feet and friend Flintstone it. Here is my 1991 Suzuki Cappuccino that I purchased from JDM Hawaii, shipped it to Los Angeles, and drove it all the way back to the Big Apple. So before buying this car, you guys know I was saying AZ1, AZ1. I want to get an AZ1 before the year's over. And I like AZ1s, don't get me wrong. I just feel like for that $20,000 price range, that $15,000, it's just too much. No K car should be $15,000. The whole reason it's a K car is for it to be like low taxes, low emissions, low motor. Everything is supposed to be cheap. Like, it's cheap. It's supposed to be a cheap car. And I get it, gold wing doors, blah, blah, blah. But in my opinion, you can buy a very nice Cappuccino for the price of a not so nice AZ1. And from my understanding, Cappuccinos are faster or just as fast as the AZ1. I think a lot more comfortable than the AZ1. And you could drop the top in the Cappuccino. So that's when push came to shove, and I was like, you know what? I'm not about to go broke buying an AZ1 just to get an AZ1, just to be like I had an AZ1, like the most expensive K car. For that, I'll buy a very nice Cappuccino. So that's what I ended up doing. Me and Slater, the homie from JDM Hawaii, we kind of figured out a deal. He was like, yo, I'll just ship it to LA. You could drive it all the way back. That'd be some crazy videos. And, you know, a week later, an alternator later, 2 breakdowns later, I got home with no problem. Since then, I've done a fair bit of maintenance, I could say, and like some small modifications. If you look at the car, really, you won't even really realize, but like I changed stuff like this, added those, Added the splash guards, added these hood pins, and that's really it. I mean, some new wipers, stuff like that exterior wise. I didn't do too much. I still want to swap out the rims. I've been looking for these in clear, but they're pretty expensive, so I don't know if it's really worth like 200 bucks. I'm also debating taking these off and putting them on here, just painting them black, just because these mirrors look cool, but they're not really the best functioning mirrors. And then we took this off Mr. Rusty, painted it black, and I think it looks a lot better. It looks like really sleek, like the entire roof being black with that looks a lot better than what it looked like before. When it comes to the interior, I'll see if I have some pictures. This is a complete 180. Before, I had a deep dish wheel that stuck out like all the way up to here. I had a red bucket seat that you guys know, like I still have flashbacks of how uncomfortable that was. But now we have the cloth Suzuki Cappuccino limited seats. These are probably the most comfortable seats you can get. They come in black leather, but to me they're not as comfortable. They're pretty stiff. These guys, this makes me so happy every time I get in the car. Like, sitting in this seat is amazing. Also took this steering wheel from Mr. Rusty. We got to get ourselves a horn. I think I'm gonna get a Nardi one just for the time being until I swap it out for a black one. Also took the wood grain dash from Mr. Rusty. Those only come on the limited models. In my opinion, it makes the Cappuccino look a lot better. And then I bought a single DIN radio with Apple CarPlay, GPS, YouTube. That has been another really big interior upgrade. I ordered a stock shift knob from Japan, so that should be here soon. And then back here, along with the radio, I got these two Pioneer speakers. These are like 90 bucks. In my opinion, a huge upgrade. Like, this has been another, all the mods I've really been doing on the Cappuccino, I've all really loved, because the car, to me, like I said, I want to keep this car a long time. I want to drive this to Miami. I want to drive this to Chicago. I want to drive this to maybe back to LA. Maybe we'll ship it back to Hawaii one day. But I want to continue to make a lot of memories in this car. And the fact that it's able to go like 70 miles per hour, the fact that I'm able to drive it all the way from Los Angeles, like, I wouldn't do that in the, I mean, I would do it in the Z, but it would take so long to get there. This guy, I was cruising at like 80 miles per hour, no problem. That's pretty much it interior wise. The last thing we have is this brace bar. It isn't like a style bar, that's an actual like functioning bar that's attached to the chassis. So another nice upgrade, improves the handling. Now let's pop the hood. And trunk, actually, this one has a trunk release, which is pretty cool. When I bought the car, I had no carpet. There was nothing back here, so luckily, I mean, I ended up ordering it from Japan, but I could have just took it from Mr. Rusty. But now the car looks complete, which is great. It has the trunk bags that we're actually going to use in a second once I take the tops off. But now let's pop the hood. Under here, what I really did was some dress up things. Shout out to Mr. Teggy Detail. He cleaned up the whole engine bay. You guys can see it's extremely clean. I did some dress up stuff like this Blitz radiator cap. I got a new intercooler from Japan because mine was a bit dented. I added a new one of these because mine was broken. I cleaned out the air filter. I added an oil catch can because my blow valve was shooting oil everywhere. Added some little dress up bolts just to make the car look a lot nicer. Still want to swap out that battery eventually. And then we cleaned up the throttle body, and that's about it. The car has Blitz coilovers, which is a great touch. It has these hard intercooler pipes. I was also told, but I don't know if this is true, I was told that the reason my check engine light is because of the turbo. But I'm gonna see if I grab my phone. I'm pretty sure the turbo is stock though. I don't think there's any modifications or anything to the turbo. Let me see if I can somehow find a video or something that might be able to show the turbo, but that's what I was told. I don't think that's true. I think it has to do with the idle, seeing how you see the idle jump every time that the car kind of warms up. And then we also added some LEDs on both sides, some H3s and H1s. That was another great update. I love LED headlights. And I would say future plans as far as under the hood goes, I definitely want to turn up the boost a little bit because we have an N1 ECU. Forgot to mention that. Mr. Rusty donated that to this car. So we have an N1 ECU. I believe stock boost is around like 7-8 pounds. I would like to get to maybe 10, turn it up just a little bit, nothing crazy, because this is still my daily and I still do want to drive it a lot. But I am eventually going to buy a manual boost controller, a manual boost gauge, and we're going to turn up the boost like I would say any day now. And the reason for the hood pins is that this hood is fiberglass, as you can see. And it was also cracked here, and my homies in City Field fix it. I still probably am going to keep this, and I still do need to eventually get my second one of those. You guys told me with some vice grips I should be able to do it, so that's probably coming soon as well. And if you just stumbled across this video and you're not too familiar with Kei cars or the Suzuki Cappuccino in general, this is a 660cc F6A motor, dual overhead cam. I would say maybe the most sought after Kei motor. That's why I'm really holding on to this one because I feel like the motor alone is like $2,000 and I'm gonna sell the whole car for $2,000. And I remember the first time I drove a Cappuccino, that's really when I fell in love, and that's really when I learned that although most K cars are all 660cc, they're all about the same horsepower. I believe it's like 65. There's huge differences, even if the turbo supercharged, there's huge differences between this F6A and a K6A. Even the Vivio, even the Clover 4 that supercharged, those are all cool, but this one puts down the power a lot better. Especially this exact Cappuccino, after putting the N1 ECU, it made a huge difference. I would say it's about 20% faster, and then you add the Blitz coilovers, the hard intercooler pipes, the longer intake, the blow-off valve, the catch can. Like, this car is like legitimately quick. Like, in my opinion, I'm in no rush to sell that at all, but in my opinion, I couldn't imagine selling this for less than $15,000. Like, I couldn't. Like, there's no way this is worth less than $15,000 after me driving it all the way from LA, showing that it's reliable, continuing to do maintenance, continuing to do little things like splash guards, and continuing to really just make it better and better. And I'm about to get a full detail. This is, in my opinion, one of the best Cappuccinos that I've ever seen. And then just wait till your boy gets some 3-spokes, because these BBSs are cool. A lot of people tend to like them, but I don't know, I'm not really crazy about them. But these are BBS R2s, they're 2-piece rims. They're 16x7, which is pretty crazy. It doesn't look like it on the car, or maybe it does, but I don't love them. I think they're good looking wheels, just not on this specific car. If I had like a van, I think I like it more. If I had a Euro, I obviously would like it a lot more. But that's pretty much it exterior wise. Let's take off the roofs, put them in a bag. Let me show you that they actually do fit in the trunk. I learned that they do fit. I was pretty surprised, but they do fit in the trunk, which is another great feature on the Cappuccino. So the way to design the roofs to come off, it's pretty simple. I can do it without even looking. It's really just 2 latches, one on each side. You just pull them down. Comes off just like this. I'll show you what that looks like from the inside. So there's one right here. You just pop that down. And then there's one on this side. Same thing. Pop that down. Lock it back like that. And boom. Comes straight off. And then that's when you unlock the first roof style. Got some cool T-tops. I like it. I think I would take the whole thing off if it was me, but having this option doesn't hurt. So now again, we can just pop this off. Same way. I can do it with one hand. And then for me, this roadster look is a lot cooler. I like having the full roof exposed. This one actually might be my favorite, but there's even one more option. So if you get in here, you pull this guy, pull this arrow that way, and then go up. You can hear it, and then you just push down. And then I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube, and myself, honestly, when I first got this car, I didn't know how to make it go down even more. If I had the key in there, this thing would be buzzing like crazy. But what you have to do is push this red button. See how it's kind of locking right there? You push this, turn it, and now it locks into place like this. And then that's your third and final roof configuration. This one, to me, I don't know, for some reason I don't love it. It's not bad, of course, but it looks different. It doesn't look like a convertible, if that makes sense. I know it's not, but it looks, I don't know how to describe it. Let me know in the comments, which one is your favorite? T-tops, roadster, or full drop top? I don't know, it just doesn't, I don't know how to describe it. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like, as someone who's owned like so many convertibles, it looks weird. And then I remember the first time doing this, I was like, there's no way that those 3 huge panels fit in this very small trunk. Like, look at this trunk. My hand goes this deep. Like, how could it possibly fit in there? But one of the homies who came to pick up parts on the Cappuccino, he actually showed me exactly how to do it. So what you would do now is go to your Cappuccino bags. It actually has a diagram how they're supposed to be. That's one long piece, another long piece, and then the short T-top piece. You can see the Cappuccino here, and then you just snap it shut. Let's see, is that the way it goes? I think maybe these two need to be swapped over. I just Google translated what all 4 of these say. This one basically says, make sure there's no tools in there so you don't damage your roof. This one says, don't force it in. That one says, basically, do it that way. And then the last one is, make sure you strap it down. So that's what we're gonna do now. Install them in here. I don't know if there's a correct way to do it. I just know they all have to be facing down. So I'm gonna drop mine in like this. Then grab the second big piece. Again, with the padding. You can see the padding there on top. This one looks like this with this flap down and those there. And then of course the smallest and easiest piece goes on top. I'm not sure if this one's supposed to be facing down, but I'm gonna do it like this just for the aesthetic at least. Boom. And then you grab your straps. And just like that, surprise, surprise. And if it happens to get cold at night or starts raining out of nowhere, you just pop your trunk, put everything back together. It's pretty cool. I mean, you have absolutely no trunk at all in comparison to convertible. But for this being a K car, the Honda Beat trunk is like that size. I think that's what really makes a Cappuccino special. Enough talking. Let's get it on the road. Let's show you the driving experience, the thing that really sold me on the Capp. Along with this exhaust note, which obviously isn't stock, but here's a look at the car running. You can hear the ball valve. I think I might get bigger injectors too. I don't know if I need them, but I might get them. But now, let's pull it out, drive it around. I actually need to go to somewhere for some more exciting news. I know I mentioned some exciting stuff in the beginning of this video, but I got some other stuff that might be happening in April that might be pretty groundbreaking for Wait for the Fame. So I've owned 11 K cars, now 12 with the Z. I've owned trucks, vans, chimneys, the Beat, which is often compared to the Cappuccino. And by far, not even close, the best driving experience is the Cappuccino. And I often say, like, it's fun to drive a slow car fast and a fast car slow. And the Cappuccino's still slow. It's not like it's like a fast car, but it's like medium speed. So it's like driving a medium speed car fast. Like, it's still not very quick, but like, that was just a second gear pull and it threw me back. Like, that was up to 60 kilometers. What is that, like 40 miles per hour or something? It's not too quick, but like, it throws you back. The car weighs nothing. It's very, very fun to drive. Like, this is the most drivable, although it's a two-seater, drivable K car as far as highway goes, as far as long distance goes. Like, I mean, I drove from California with no issues, really, no questions, no nothing. It even crossed my mind, like, to do that in a truck, to do that in a van, to do that in the Z. I mean, the Z would be comfortable, a lot more comfortable than this, but speed-wise, time-wise, you know, blowing up the car-wise, I had no worries when it came to Cappuccino because I know this is a real car. Like, this is like an actual car. And now that we're in traffic, this is the radio I was talking about. I'll show you guys what it is on the screen. It's about 80 bucks. I would say it's, honestly, my honest opinion, I would say I guess it's an 8 out of 10. As far as like radio sound and quality, everything is good, but sometimes it freezes if you try to do too much. Like, if I try to go to YouTube and then also change the song at the same time, it'll just freeze. And the only way to unfreeze it is to put like reset there with a really thin like bobby pin or something, or to turn the whole car off, which sometimes I'm on the highway and I'm not about to turn my car off. But it has hotspot, screen mirroring, CarPlay, EQ, Navi. You could even go on the internet. It's pretty high tech for what it is. And I think it fits perfectly. Like, it doesn't intervene with this. It doesn't intervene with the car charger. It's the perfect radio for the Cappuccino, in my opinion. Amenity wise, there's not really anything. AC, blank switch, defroster, all you need in your two-seater. Once this traffic dies down, I'm gonna try to do a top speed run. I think I could easily get to 140, but that's pretty quick and there's not that much space here in New York. But one night or maybe another day, I'll try to bury it. Like, one day I wanna really try to bury the speedo and see if I can make it go to like 8 or something like that, especially after we turn the boost up. But in a few minutes, this traffic should be done and then we could gun it and have some real fun. Traffic's dying down. I love this car so much. It's really my first time ever really driving like with the top down, like my first time ever, and it's just like, how do you even compare this to the Z? Like, how do you compare this to, like, there's nothing even to say. All right, so this is cruising speed, 80, 90 kilometers an hour. I'm around 4,000 on the RPM. I can downshift to 4th. gets me more into boost. But once I get out of this little cluster right here, I'll show you guys like I think I can easily hit 140, like easily. Like with the top down too, it's almost like you have to do it. Like this is a drug right now. I really feel like I love the cappuccino even more after having the top down. Like I still haven't done this, and it's not even nice out. Imagine in the summertime. That's why I don't know if I can sell this car. I don't know when, I don't know how, I don't know how much. I said 15,000 earlier. I don't think this is worth 15,000. I think it's worth even more. All right, so I just crossed the border over to Mexico. I'm in 4th gear right now. Let's see if I have enough space to get to 110 or 120. So, foot down. I missed my exit too. Damn, I missed my exit. Wow. Wow, look at the smile I fixed. Wow, wow, wow. And after pushing the cappuccino to its limits, another upgrade I did, I forgot to mention. Right here hidden, see what that says, turbo timer? Let's put 30 seconds. Take out the key. Let's let this baby cool off after literally burying the speedo, something I said I've always wanted to do. So I'm here at Crown Speed Lab. We're gonna talk some business. These dudes are pretty well known. Got a GTR there. A couple other cars. You guys know where I'm gravitating towards. I wonder what the story on this guy is. I don't want to unlock it, but this is sick. I need one of these in my life. Put the cappuccino motor in this. That's what it really needs. Very successful meeting with the homies at Crown Speed Lab. I'm gonna tell you guys all about it, maybe in the next video or the video after that. But come April, come late March, there's some things happening. You guys are gonna be a part of it. The cappuccino's gonna be a part of it. Your own K car might be a part of it. So stay tuned for that. I'll give you guys more info once I get everything together, once I get the email they send me over. But I'm in this video here. Let's do one last 360 of the cappuccino. The only thing it's missing, in my opinion, is 3 spokes. I think the car would look cooler with some 3 spokes, not these BBS wheels. I don't think they look bad. I've never said they look bad. I just don't love them. I feel like with some 3 spokes it would look better. And on top of that, if I had an LSD, then I'd be able to do stuff like that. You'll see me doing donuts in here. But all right, catch you guys on the next one. Peace out. I love you, cappuccino. Something else I love about the cappuccino is it only takes about maybe $25 in gas. You guys saw it was empty, and it doesn't matter what side of the pump you are. There was people on both those sides, so I just came over here, put it over the trunk, and just like that, let's see, 20. Oh, look at that, $25 later, we're back to full.
Remember the name, this is way before the fame.